I have no idea why you guys are doing this. Yeah, you can show me your search warrant before you go through my house.
You're the occupier or tenant?
Yeah, I own this house.
There it is. No, that's a search warrant.
Search warrant for what?
Now, what I will explain to you is if you want to listen, you got your phone going?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Right. Now, you're under arrest in relation to incitement.
Incitement?
Yeah. Now, you're not obliged to say or do anything, but anything you say or do may be given evidence.
Excuse me, incitement for what? What on earth? Excuse me, what on earth?
So just put your phone down.
Can you,
in relation
record
to-
this? I'm in my pyjamas.
What's
I have
this?
an ultrasound in an hour. because
Yeah,
I'm
she's pregnant, so...
I'll take it easy.
What's this about?
But I have an ultrasound
Just let me
in
finish.
an hour.
Let me finish and I'll explain. It's in relation to a Facebook post, in relation to a lockdown protest you put on for Saturday.
Yeah, and I wasn't breaking any laws by doing
You
that.
are actually, you are breaking the law. That's why I'm arresting you, in relation to
In
incitement.
front
How
of
can
my
you
children.
arrest her?
In
That's-
front of my 2 children.
Can't you just say to her, take the post down? Like, come
I'm
on.
happy to
Not obliged.
delete the post. This is ridiculous.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I have to give you these caution rights, you understand?
Yeah, that's
You're
fine.
not-
I'm happy to
not obliged
delete
say
the
do
post. This is
anything.
ridiculous.
Anything you
This is
say
in
do
front of my... That's
may be
fine.
giving evidence, you understand that?
Yeah, that's fine. But my 2 kids are here. I have an ultrasound in an hour. I'm happy to
Let me
delete
finish.
the post.
You also have the right to communicate with or to communicate with a legal practitioner. You understand those rights?
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is a bit unfair. Come on, mate.
No,
What about she just doesn't do the event? Like, it's not like she's done it.
Well,
She
you've
made a
already
post.
committed the offence. So I'm not going to...
So that's an offence.
Now, a search warrant entitles us and we're required to seize any computers, any mobile devices you have.
Earth?
Yeah, can I just get your badge there, mate?
It's all there.
No, I don't really understand what's gone wrong. I really don't understand what's wrong. This is ridiculous.
This is a lot of stress on her too. She's pregnant, like, come on. I'm relaxed. This is just very unfair.
What we're going to do, we seize any computers and all
That's
tablets.
fine, can I just
Let me finish. Any mobile telephone you've got, okay? So what we're going to do, any mobile telephone you've got,
You don't need that.
No, it's actually my sister's phone. It's not
Yeah,
my
it's her
name.
sister. So.
doesn't matter. Any device in this house we're taking.
This is
Well,
ridiculous.
you're not taking my phone.
Well,
Taking any device, mate.
any
That's my
device.
phone. It's nothing to do with her. It's my phone.
My orders are sa police pati military. Pati mga barangay. Shoot them dead. Kung gusto ninyo ng barilan, di sige. Gusto ninyo ng pukpukan, sige. I will not hesitate. Let this be a warning to all.
बनेरो मुर्गा ऐसी
ऊपर को मुंह करो
मुंह पर करो हाँ कान फटने जाने पिछोड़े ऊपर उठा
ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਾਜ ਦੇ ਦੁਸ਼ਮਣ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਘਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੈਠ ਸਕਦੇ
no se ve más hoy calla vos dale uno no se ve más hoy no se ve más hoy
Serena.
no se ve más hoy
Atare.
no se ve más hoy
The government has extended the state of emergency until the end of January 2021. The latest extension was going to expire on the 15th of October. What it means is that all anti-COVID measures that have been in place up until today will be extended as well. That's the latest government's response to the recent increase in the number of new infections. We know that yesterday the country reported over 3,000 new infections just in a few hours. That's the largest single-day increase in the number of cases ever reported since the end of the initial peak, although figures are still much lower than in other countries. Now, the government as well from today has introduced the obligation to wear face masks at all times, both indoor and outdoor, and actually people who don't comply with that measure might be fined between 400 and 1,000 euros. The government is also planning to introduce and approve a new decree on the 15th of October when a new set of rules, in particular the government has been negotiating with every single region about those measures, and in fact regions will be required actually not to relax any of these measures. Only stricter rules will be considered acceptable. But the biggest news really is that anyone coming, and that's going to happen from the 15th of October, anyone coming from countries such as the UK, Holland and Belgium will have to get tested once they arrive here in the country. These are the latest additions to an already existing group of 4 countries, Greece, Croatia, Spain and Malta. We know that people already arriving from those places have to get tested when they arrive in the country.
In a recent speech, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel is developing technology to fight COVID-19.
Technology that we haven't activated until today, technologies that are accepted according to the law, we will activate them. That means maybe new methods that we're currently working on. I also spoke to our technology heads that they would look for all kinds of means that the state of Israel is really good at.
One of those technologies would include sensors.
There would be one on everyone, every person, every child. First of all, regarding children, there would be a sensor like a car. You get too close, it makes a noise like a buzzer. I don't know if this is possible. We're checking this. We're trying this. But we can, through different means, guard against the transmission of corona.
Compared to what's used in Mobileye for cars that warns about the danger of getting too close to other vehicles or pedestrians.
Wonder who these people are? These faces are hidden to the naked eye, but one company has unmasked their identities. Israeli company Coresight AI uses an artificial intelligence-powered facial recognition system to ID a person in seconds. What makes this technology so groundbreaking is that the AI can recognize a person's face even if it's covered, even if they're wearing a helmet or a mask, as during the COVID-19 pandemic. While most other facial recognition technologies work only when a person's face is uncovered, Coresight's advanced system goes one giant step further. Using a reference image as a starting point, it can ID a person with just half of their face being visible, which makes it ideal for the coronavirus pandemic.
I see most of the players in the face recognition market struggling with the COVID masks, but our system was built from day one to be able to recognize people from only part of the face. We were built to find a single terrorist within a crowd when he's trying to disguise himself, when he's trying to hide himself.
ZK Techo's SpeedFace is a facial recognition panel for access control, but it's so much more than that. In this video, we're going to show you how this panel's temperature and mask detection can improve your systems and help keep your business safe and secure during these troubling times.
Normal temperature.
With the SpeedFace temperature detection activated,
normal temperature,
you can be sure that everyone walking onto your premises,
normal temperature,
is temperature free, without having to manually scan each individual. If a person's temperature is higher than a set threshold, then an alarm will go off. In this scenario, we don't have this connected to a door, so it's not controlling access. However, if you do connect this to your electronically locked door, you will be able to deny access to anyone with an above normal temperature. If your business requires that everyone wear masks, you can enable the mask detection in addition to temperature detection.
normal temperature,
If someone tries to enter without a mask, an alarm will go off.
Please adjust your position for temperature screening.
Again, if you have this connected to your access control system, you can deny access to anyone not wearing a mask.
Normal temperature.
ZKTecho's Speed Face. Its incredibly fast facial recognition, mixed with its accurate temperature detection, bring more security and protection to your door.
Next question, the member for Lanark, Frontenac, Kingston.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Premier. In my supplemental question yesterday, I asked this government if the people of Ontario should prepare for internment camps. In September, the federal government posted a call for expressions of interest for contractors to supply, provide, and manage quarantine isolation camps throughout every province and every territory in Canada. These quarantine isolation camps, however, are not limited to people with COVID, but provide a wide latitude for many people to be detained. Surely this government is aware of the intentions to build these isolation camps from coast to coast. And my question to the Premier is, how many of these camps will be built, and how many people does this government expect to detain?
Question. Government House Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is very true that when people leave the country and when they come back in, that the province is suggesting, and the federal government, in cooperation with the federal government, we are suggesting that people isolate themselves. That has been a practice that has been very successful, not only here in the province of Ontario, but across Canada. And we will, of course, be redoubling our efforts to make sure that the people of the province of Ontario remain safe, Mr. Speaker. So if the member is referring to the fact that that one of the public health policies is that when you return from a jurisdiction outside of the province of Ontario or from another country that you isolate yourself for 2 weeks, I would suggest that has been a good policy that has been working. In fact, this House has been doing the same thing since we came back. We are working in cohorts to make sure that the Legislative Assembly can continue to operate. That's why we have 2 separate cohorts, Mr. Speaker.
Response.
With the cooperation of the official opposition, that is why all members of the Independents have been excluded from that cohort, because we want them to be able to participate in debate. So we'll continue to do everything in our power to make sure that this House continues, but that the people of the province of Ontario and Canada are kept safe.
Supplementary question.
Again, back to the Premier. Here's the RFP. And in the RFP, it uses clear language to express that these camps can be used for a broad spectrum of people, not limited to travelers. Indeed, it doesn't even mention international travelers. It's just a broad latitude of people. And I'll send over the copy of the RFP after. So your government must be in negotiations and aware of these plans to potentially detain and isolate citizens and residents of our country and our province. So, Speaker, to the Premier, where will these camps be built? How many people will be detained? And for what reasons? For what reasons can people be kept in these isolation camps? And I'd like to have the Premier assure the people of Ontario.
Member, take a seat. The next question.
Dude, just listen. I know you're not going to believe this, and I know I'll sound crazy, but I've been watching the news. I'm starting to believe what they say. There's so much evidence when you look into it. Like, if you look into it, you'll see there's a virus causing a lot of death. No, seriously, there is nothing else going on. That's it. Dude, just listen. Like, have you even seen the COVID death count scrolling across the bottom of your screen? There's people dying everywhere. The government's response has been completely appropriate. Get this. Now, I know this sounds a little flat earthy, but Bill Gates is out to help us.
Oh, so now you're into Bill Gates conspiracy.
This isn't a conspiracy. He's investing millions of dollars into vaccinating the world. I know it sounds far-fetched, but he's out to help. Yeah, the sweater, but Has it ever dawned on you maybe he just wears it because he's always cold? No, staying inside of the sunlight is good for you. Freaking think about it. There's no viruses inside your house. Dude, I can totally see how contact tracing apps would be in our best interest. Dude, without one, I just feel like I'm in the middle of the ocean without a life preserver.
So just surrender your rights and let the government monitor you 24/7?
Dude, you think the government wants to watch you? No, they'd rather watch something on Netflix. But because they have our best interest in mind, they'd be willing to monitor us to make sure we don't cross paths with someone who's been infected. Freaking simple as that.
Dude, you sound crazy right now.
I just hope they can microchip us really soon. Dude, do you think they're working on that technology yet? That would give us so much freedom, because if we were microchipped, then we could go wherever we want that they tell us we can go. We'd have no worries. Would you believe there's groups out there who are trying to prevent you from getting microchipped? Can you believe there's people like that in the world? Dude, when you think about it, and I'm talking about really think for yourself on this one, staying inside, hand sanitizing, and wearing a mask is all you really need to do to be healthy. 5G? Yeah, not many people understand what it's really for. Dude, it transmits phone signals. I could get censored just for saying something like that. Gee, I know it sounds a little fringe, but I think shutting down the economy is working. Yeah, sorry naysayers, but it is. It's like if someone was infected with a tapeworm, what's the best way to treat it? You kill the person. You kill the host, you kill the problem. I think the chances are really high that the vaccine they're working on, which will be the fastest one ever developed in human history, will be both highly safe and effective. Like, how would it not be? Yeah, I totally believe we should be living under the amount of fear that they're telling us to live under. Like, some people don't want you to live under fear, but it's like, what's their agenda? The whole virus thing was caused by a bat. Yeah, if you listen to the news closely enough, you'll learn the truth. Okay, get this. The World Health Organization has people's best interest in mind. Yeah, if you look deep beneath the surface, you'll find evidence they've been trying to help people for years.
You sound so crazy.
You sound crazy for thinking I'm crazy. Dude, I'll send you a link that'll prove they weren't planning this whole thing for years. Like Event 201? Yeah, never happened. With video, you can fabricate anything now. Like, yeah, man, forgive me for thinking so, but I don't think Deep State is running the show.